Alright, I'm Callie Slack, this is Dakota, and I'm going to be teaching him about the alto saxophone today. So, first and foremost, Dakota, in your lap is your case. It protects the instrument. So we're going to start by just carefully taking the instrument out of the case. First and foremost, you're going to take out your neck strap and you're going to put it on. All right?
Neck strap, right?
Yep, neck strap. So that's exactly what that is. All right, now you are going to take out the body of your instrument and there's a little hoop on the back of it. And you're going to hook that to your neck strap. Nice, alright. Now that can just kind of hang next to your body while we get out the neck and the mouthpiece.
Just kind of like just hanging.
Yeah, just set it in your lap, sort of,
Okay,
like
yeah,
in
that's what I kinda
between your case and the body. And so. Right, got your mouthpiece out too?
Mm.
Okay. Then you're just going to gently shut your case.
I'm gonna zip it up or just put it.
Just the flap. Just the flap, and then you can set it on the floor. Alright. I have my alto sitting on the floor, but you are going to take your reed and you're going to gently apply it to your mouthpiece, much like you would do on the clarinet that you're so used to playing.
Oh, I'm going to move it.
Yeah, loosen that up. That is a basically brand new ligature mouthpiece, almost barely touched. Right. Just gonna slide it on there till the tip of the reed is like the tip of the mouthpiece. Again, much like what you would do with a clarinet.
So like just barely a black sliver.
Like when you look at it in the horizon, you can just barely see the tip of your mouthpiece.
Almost like that.
Yeah, looks real good. And then tighten it up just enough.
Oh, I gotta get this thing down. Look at you. Yeah.
Just tight enough for it to hold the reed down in place, not wiggle, but still vibrate. As a woodwind player, you know about the basics.
Yep.
Okay. Alright. Next, you're going to take your neck. So this is called the neck.
Yep.
So, just to review, we have the reed, the ligature, the mouthpiece that connects to the neck. You just slide that on there. If it gives you a little resistance, you just do a little wiggle wiggle, but make sure not to, because that can make your reed slip. If your reed slips, it's going to distort your sound.
Yeah, it didn't tighten enough. Make sure enough.
So from there, you're going to take your body and you're just going to untighten the neck screw.
Should be that one, right? Yeah.
Yeah. I don't have another screw on there besides where my lyre goes. But
Yeah, they're okay, yeah.
you're just going to gently slide it in. If it gives you any kind of resistance that isn't, you know, like if you went to put in there and you couldn't wiggle it in,
Yep.
you would need to loosen it more. Or we'll get cork grease, which I have somewhere. Okay, so then you tighten that back up. It's got to be nice and tight, otherwise, like, it could go.
Yeah.
I did that one day at band practice. I busted myself in the mouth when we were doing our swings. I busted myself in the mouth. Alright, so now you're going to want to adjust, put the mouthpiece in your mouth. Alright, does it feel good, or does it feel like you're leaning into the instrument or pulling the instrument to you too much? Because if so, adjust your neck strap.
I think I could go in a little bit.
Yeah, usually when I sit and play, I need to tighten it a little. It should just kind of slide up.
Oh, yeah, man, I went the wrong way. Might be a little too much. Yeah, it's a little too much.
And this will be different for every student.
Oh, yeah.
Some students have shorter necks, longer necks. Some people, you know. Alright, so we're just going to start with our first note. It's going to be B, which is just going to be your first finger.
Okay.
No octave key, no nothing.
Okay.
So. Okay, one time without me. It's a really good attack. You kind of had a ding.
Yeah, yeah.
But at least you got the note to come out, and that's good. So one more time. And as you can tell, there's a little bit of discrepancy. It's because it's cold in here. We haven't really warmed up. Our horns are pitched slightly different because they're different metals, different companies. Okay?
Yeah.
So don't worry too much about it. The main thing is that you're getting that note out, which is very surprising. All right, so the next note I'm going to teach you is going to be A, and it's 1, and you're just going to add that second finger. So. All right, once without me. Very good. All right, so then we're going to add G, which is the third finger. All right, one without me. You were trying to go up the octave without using the octave key. Okay, so now we're going to backtrack a little bit, and I'm going to teach you C, which is just your middle finger.
Okay.
So. Alright, so once without me. It feels weird. It's a completely different amount of, like, it's like a similar amount of air, but a different kind of airflow to play compared to the saxophone. Well, to play the saxophone compared to the clarinet. Okay, so next I'm going to teach you middle D, which is going to be 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. And you're going to have your octave key pressed in the back.
Okay.
Okay, so. Once without me. That's really good. Sometimes whenever you add in the octave key, people get really worried, and so they use a different kind of air. And when you use a different kind of air, it'll distort the sound. But there's just a little bit of wavering, and I think that's just because it's a different kind of mouthpiece than you're just playing on, and it's definitely a different kind of instrument.
No, definitely, yeah. All
right, so the next thing is that we're going to start taking away fingers to get to the next note. So we're going to pull away E.
Okay.
We're going to pull away this bottom finger to get E. So it's 1, 2, 3, octave with the octave key.
Okay.
1, 2. So.
Oh, I thought you were gonna.
Oh no, that's perfectly fine.
Okay.
Like.
Do you want me to go?
Yeah, we'll go
from D to E or just go to E?
Let's go from D to E just to make sure you get it. So. D to E without me. Very good. Now just play E. Really good, like unbelievably good. Like I might be able to teach you more than one scale today.
Sweet.
Alright, so from E we're gonna go to F sharp. Okay? So that's 1, 2, 3 and the middle one.
Okay.
So alright. That one is always going to be a little sharp. And that's actually our tuning pitch. Like, you know, have you ever tuned a concert A? So, like, I'm trying to think of what the tuning pattern for clarinet is for A. But, I'm not sure. But, you know how, like, Davis, whenever he goes around and he tunes all of his individual,
that's the...
Like, the tuning pattern, whatever
C sharp or F sharp's the...
F sharp is our equivalent to A concert A 440. So, like, our tuning pattern goes... Which I can teach you that at the end thing. I'll talk a little bit more about how tuning goes once we've gotten a little bit more warmed up. But that F sharp. Okay. It's always a little bit sharp compared to, you know, some other notes. The thing about the saxophone is that it's a conical bore instrument. I don't know if you know what that means or not.
Not a clue.
But back in the Baroque era, before we had modern machines that made instruments, people made a lot of their instruments by hand, and so they were conical bore because they would start off smaller where the mouth is and get larger as they went down.
Yeah, okay, that makes.
Yeah.
I've heard that before.
Yeah. Like clarinets used to be conical bore, but now they're much more closer to being cylindrical bore, where they're even all the way through. Flutes used to be conical bore. Everything used to be conical bore. But the saxophone is so good at playing a lot of Baroque era music because we're a conical bore instrument. That being said, we're also, because of that reason, we're always out of tune. Like, the saxophone will never be perfectly in tune. Because if you make the saxophone perfectly in tune, nobody else is ever going to be able to tune to us.
Yeah. Because
they'll be too flat or too sharp. Your F sharp is usually always about 2 cents too sharp, and your B flat, which is, its equivalent on the other side, is always about 2 cents flat. So anytime you're tuning, you always, if your F sharp is 2 cents flat, you always want to make your B flat 2 cents. Well, if it's 2 cents sharp, you want to make the B flat 2 cents flat. Like, you want to be equal on both sides, because that's the way you're going to get the most in tune with this instrument. Yeah. But it's impossible to be perfect. We've tried. David, I'm really good. Davis has complimented me on that a lot, that I am really good. Another thing I want to bring up to you is your posture. Yes. You were starting to get lazy there for a second. I will allow you, because I understand it's a completely different kind of instrument, to sit with your back all the way up against the chair, so long as your feet are flat on the floor and such. Which these chairs are the perfect height for us to be able to do that. So, so again, F sharp, just because I want to hear it again. Okay, you alone. Sounds good. Again, you're just picking this up really well. So I'm probably going to teach you more than one scale today, because I have to get 30 minutes out of you somehow. So then we're going to go back to G, but we're going to add the octave key on it. So it's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 with the octave key. So
okay.
It's definitely you who's the one in tune. Again, this is my trash horn. It's actually technically a better horn than that one is. It's just broken. This thing's over 10 years old. I bought it from a woman who sold it to me for $40. She paid $900 for it. Yeah. Played it for a few years, put it away in her attic, never touched it again, and then sold it at a yard sale for $40. It's going to cost me a good amount of money to get it repaired, which is another thing you need to know. If anything ever happens to your horn, repairs are expensive, but sometimes, if you need it immediately, you may want to go to Giant Steps, because they'll get it done faster for a slightly cheaper price, but the quality won't be so well. Oh yeah. Now, if you want a well-managed saxophone, but you're not in a push for time and you have a little extra spending cash, you go to Consistency, because Consistency is actually ran by 2 saxophonists. But it's kind of like, buying cars. You have the money, for an Audi versus a Toyota, but the Audi's probably going to last you longer in the long run than the Toyota. But the Toyota's the more like I need this car right now. The Audi is I can wait a few more weeks and make sure I've got it covered. Stuff like that.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah. I try to use male metaphors, like cars and sports. Because, I'm going to show you the concert B flat scale, or my G scale, or, the G scale for this instrument. So I'm going to show that to you, and it's going to go through all the notes that I've taught you. Okay. So watch slowly. I'll go nice and slow. I'll do half notes. Okay. Perfect on this thing because of I think it's actually this key right here is torn. A lot of these pads are torn, but I'm doing what I can with what I got. So I'm gonna
starting with
click
low G, right?
Yeah. click very slowly, and it's going to go G. I'm going to say it real fast. You just finger through them real fast. So G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G. F sharp, E, D, C, B.
Oh, okay.
What did I say? B, A, G.
Yeah, that's the hard part. Going.
That's the hard part. Is always going to be going down. So I'll let you watch me play it one more time. Alright, so I want you to start on low G, go up to high G, and then try to come back down. If you can't get it on the first go, we'll start at high G and come work our way down. Alright, so start. 1, 2, ready, and... Back down.
Oh, back down. Oh, okay.
Let's say, G scale, that's actually another fun fact about this instrument, is that because of the way it was built, and because of the guy who built it, and because he was crazy, unlike clarinets and flutes, we don't have 3 and 4 octave instruments. We are a 2.5 octave instrument. Like unless you get into phantom fingerings, which are crazy, and like I only know like 2 people who play phantom fingerings. One of which is Professor Smith, who works here, and he did like a whole recital doing phantom fingerings, and it's crazy. But all right. Anyway, continuing on. We're going to try that again. We're going to start at the high G, and we're going to go down. So, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, octave key. And then you're going to go F sharp, E, D, C, B.
Oh, yeah.
B.
B, then A.
Then A, G. All right. So
that's the part that's throwing me off.
Yeah, because you want to add more fingers, but it's just it's a flip-flop.
Yeah.
So, okay. So, high G. High G.
High G, and then...
F sharp,
E,
D, C, D, A, G. Okay, so
start at high G going.
High G, and we're gonna go down, and then when I'm satisfied that you've gotten that, we'll do the whole scale again.
Okay.
Okay, so G, F sharp, E, D, C, B. You were over anticipating. You knew the B was coming, but you weren't ready for the C.
Nope, I was not.
Alright, you know what? I think you can do it. We're going to start with the bottom G again. Go up, and then back down. So, 1, 2, ready, breathe.
Wait, I just went back down, didn't I?
You did. But you were going strong. I was going to see what happened, but you know. All right, so we're going to start.
So let me make
we're going to go up. Do you want me to go through the notes going up with you?
Yes, please.
Okay, so it's G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G. F sharp, E, D, C, B, A, G.
Okay.
Okay, you got it?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so 1, 2, ready, breathe. Back down.
Oh. Okay.
I think that's good enough to pass. I think that's good enough to pass. Like, that was almost perfect. You want to do it 2 octaves, but G is actually a scale on ours that can't go 2 octaves. Even if, like, you know, we had even if we had like, you know, even if I had the highest extension and the lowest extension, I still couldn't do G scale 2 octaves.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things we can't do. All right. So I'm going to teach you a new note. And I'm also going to teach you a new scale.
Okay.
So, the new note we're going to learn, well, actually I'm going to teach you 2 new notes. and we're gonna learn a new scale because this one involves 2. Because we're gonna go. We did 1 sharp for scale, and we're gonna do 1 flat.
Okay.
So how this works is you're gonna do F, not F sharp.
Okay.
F.
Yeah, F. Okay. Yeah.
So. We're not that far yet.
I'm not even at the octave key. It's just.
No, that was just your mouth.
I have no idea.
I hate hard plastic mouthpieces. As soon as you can, if you want to continue, get out of a hard plastic mouthpiece. This is hard rubber.
Yeah.
And I used to play on a hard plastic. I played on it for years. But Schmidt sold me this one last semester. This is normally like brand new. This is $180. He sold it to me for $60 because he doesn't play it anymore. And I've become 110% better player because it's just a better mouthpiece.
Yeah.
So, it's crazy how something so small can fix so much on a player. Like that horn used to sound like trash, but it sounds decent now. So, F is 1, 2, 3, 1. Alright, so. Alright, so then the next note of the scale is G, which you already know. So. Here you go. Yeah. So then it's F, G, A. So we're going to do that. I didn't ask you to do that, but thank you for doing it.
I just kept going because it was just a flow, I guess.
Alright, so this is where you're going to learn your next fingering because you're going to go from A to B flat. Alright, and this fingering is weird. Alright?
Okay.
So it's 1, then the B flat for saxophone has 3 different fingerings. There's the one you really need to know, the one you need to know but you won't use that often, and the one that you should know but you really don't want to use.
Don't want to use. I thought it was just
you don't want to use it because it's like the most out of tune, but sometimes necessity requires it. Like this is the one that I'm going to teach you. It's going to be 1 and 2 like your A, but it's going to have this bottom side key.
The very bottom one?
Yeah. Like this one, because of the way that they built it, doesn't open very much. But as you can see here, mine opens like a lot.
Okay.
And that's just because this is an Italian company who's Chinese made. So.
That's weird.
Yeah. So anyway, it goes.
Oh, going B to B flat.
Well, we're going A to B flat. So.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Now let me just hear you play that B flat. Sounds really good. And then you go from B flat to C. So you're going to remove those fingers. So. Alright, so. Comes out like a charm. And then you go D, E, and F. So we'll go from C, D, E, F. Alright? Okay. So, and then you got to remember I'm going down with that, which I'm going to show you now is which you'll get more confident with. It's a weird transition. You think that's
it's weird using this key instead.
Yeah, it's you like that's a weird part of the because I don't think you as clarinets you use that part of your hand. You guys do more pinky work, right?
Yeah, more pinkies.
Yeah, and like we have pinky keys, which I'll teach you some pinky notes, but because the next scale I'm going to teach you is going to be C scale, which is all natural.
Okay.
But anyway, this one is right here.
Yeah.
And it's just B, C, B, A, well, C, B flat, A. The other B flat you use is with the this key, which you'll never need to know. But yeah, like you keep this hold here, but you use it in the side of your finger, like.
So like kind of like.
You have to like roll the finger up. It's a really weird one.
That's weird. Oh, so almost like how I play an A.
Yeah, it's like a really weird fingering. Like, you need to know it because sometimes you really, like, you'll be playing, that's for like a really long sustained B flat. And like, it's sometimes in tune more than the side B flat is. But this side one is going to be the one you use 99% of the time. I was not taught this B flat until I got to college. Which is crazy that, you know, I was in music for years and order to
Yeah.
The next B flat that you'll use, that you need to know but you'll never really use or you shouldn't use, is going to be your 1 and your 1. So it's... See, it sounds the same, but it's not quite as in tune as before. This one is always going to be a little more flat than the other one, and it's bad because it's not as versatile on the fingers. Like, it's like A, 1 and 1, C. Like, it involves a lot more movement than going from A to this or this to this. But sometimes you gotta use it. Like, in voodoo, I use it when we go from... And that's just because it's easier to do that
than to switch with
than to switch these and like go from this to this.
Yeah, there's a part in there where I have to do that as well. Alternate fingering.
But again, the one we're gonna use for the purpose of this lesson is gonna be 1, 2, and the side. So we're gonna start on F, and I'm gonna go with you this time. So just watch, you know, my hands best you can while also thinking about yours. So. Where'd you get lost?
I think it was around the B flat areas where I got messed up.
Okay. So we'll start back at F, and I know you're trying to think about 1,000 things. You're like, oh, I learned an F, oh, I learned a B flat. I got to anticipate the B flat. It's a lot to think about, and it gets easier. Because I want you to get that finger near, even though you didn't hit it at first, like you played A, but then you're like, oh, it's a B flat, not an A. I stayed there because I wanted you to realize. Yeah. And like that's why I'm not like pushing you on this one because I know that fingering's hard. Like I just recently learned that in the last like 2-3 years, and I know it can be hard to work into your fingers, especially if you're like I don't know how you even play a B flat on a clarinet. Like
low one is 1, 2, 3, 1. Wait, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 1, and then a high one is just A key register. So it's completely different.
Yeah, it's completely different. So I mean, so you're probably thinking B flat, but you want to do the B flat fingering.
Yeah.
Which again,